Hey, good evening, folks. Brother Cross here, BJ's Outdoors. Hey, we're down here at the campground today, man. We up at Tishomingo County, Mississippi. I think this is called Piney Grove Campground, man. A beautiful place in here. You know, it's like I said, you can see why they call it Piney Grove. It's surrounded by pines in here. Haven't met any of the neighbors yet. We just got here, man, getting set up. But got the old coachman set up there. That's Vanessa. She's talking to one of our girls. She ordered us some nice camping chairs, man, and recliners right there. I can see me taking me a nap while we're down here on this deal. Last time I didn't get to rest very much like I wanted to. Y'all can see baby in there. She's in there chewing on the bone. She's content right now. We got to kind of keep her happy while we're doing this. Man, I ain't sure about this video as far as doing much fishing. But I wanted to share it with y'all anyway. We're gonna try to find some places to fish away from here. So if I can film any of that, I definitely will. But down here, man, it's a beautiful place close to the water. This is Bay Springs Lake. Actually, the Tombigbee waterway runs into this thing, and I think it runs out the backside. But like I said, it's a beautiful place here. The only problem is, I don't know if y'all can see, but anywhere out here, as far as I can reach, it's very, very shallow. I can see bottom from here. And I don't know if we've never been here before, so I don't know if it's dropping for winter poo or if it's kind of up and down. But like I said, it's part of the Tombigbee waterway. But probably won't be doing much fishing here. I think I'm gonna get one of my rods out and just see how far I can reach. I think right over here it's a little bit deeper if I can reach that over there. Only thing, we got a campsite right here. Nobody's in it right now. But if somebody does come in there and fish, I can't fish right there. But I'm gonna do what I gotta do, man. Like I said, it ain't about fishing to me. That's what I told my wife. She was talking about filming and stuff. I said, look, it's my channel's an outdoor channel. I am a fisherman. I'm a hunter. But since we started this camping deal, we're gonna share that with y'all too. But like I said, it's kind of just a beautiful place. I see one thing right there that probably ain't gonna sit very well. Is I see 2 turtles right there. So it's just one of them deals, man, trying to fish in this shallow water. But I'm gonna share this adventure with y'all anyway, man. It's our third time out. Our first time away from home. We're about 2 hours from the house. Like I said, we got a beautiful campsite here, man. Got a lot more room than we had on the other. They got kind of patio type deal right here. Pretty fancy, man, from what we're used to. We're used to roughing it, having a hard time to set chairs up level ground and everything. They've got their own grills. They got one right here. Got another one right here, which we're gonna use our own. This is a contraption that I've come up with. It works great for us, but I'm fixing to build a fire right there. And that's what we're gonna cook on for the 2.5 days that we're here. So I'm gonna get everything set up. We already got the camper level the best we can, and we're still getting unpacked. But once we get everything settled down, man, I'm gonna build a fire. And I had some of y'all ask me about how I go about starting a fire and stuff. So I'm gonna show y'all my way of doing it, and then simple way of doing it, and it'll work anywhere you're at. So we're gonna get unpacked, get everything set up, and I'll be right back with y'all. All right, folks, I'm fixing to build a fire here. That's the first thing I do at the campground. And once we get everything set up, I like to build a fire. Baby, get out of there. First thing I do, man, this is pine. This is tongue grew pine I had left off the job. And get out of there, baby. And what I'll do, I'll take this little axe right here. I got this from my dad a few years before he died. Just cut me a few pieces off of that. And like I said, you got to kind of watch your fingers. I've been doing this a long time, so don't get me wrong. I still can cut myself. I've done it. Cut myself pretty bad down at the men's encounter. But like I said, just keep your fingers out of the way and on the right side of the wood, and you'll be fine. But I'll cut me up a few pieces of this, and just because pine it's got a resin in it, man. So it's a real good fire starter. We don't do things off the grid. Like, you ain't gonna see me out here twiddling those sticks trying to get something to burn like it, because I just don't, I'm not one of them kind of people. Although it is good to know that if you in a survival situation, it's definitely good to know how to build a fire and stuff like that with sticks. But for me, I don't plan on putting myself in that situation. And I always, no matter what, I have always got a little bitty Bic lighter. That's the smallest one you can buy. I always got one, but you see how good that's burning, man. It's got pine resin in it. Now you do have to keep it out of the wind. The wind's pretty windy today. We got a cold front coming in. But what I usually do, I'll just kind of put me some sticks of pine right there, and then lay this on top of it. And once this dude starts burning, you know, you're pretty much good. You ain't got to worry about it going out, because like I said, it is pine. And that pine, with that resin, it's almost like having glue. And you can see how easy that lights, man. Like I said, get you some smaller twigs like that. And like I said, that's how I started. And I get that burning good. I always got a backer log. I call that a backer log. That's just a part of the fire that's gonna that one there is gonna keep all my heat and fire contained this way. You see some ants in here, man. Like I said, I didn't know really what was here, because we hadn't never been here, and I had to clean out this fire pit, man. Something everybody who was here last had a bunch of paper in it. They throw a bunch of plastic spoons and stuff in it, and you know, you just don't do that on the campground, but like this. But some people don't care, and I'm not complaining, you know. But there is a trash can right over there, but they chose to throw their plastics in the fire, and you know, then it becomes a problem for me or the next people that was here. So, and this right here, man, it's just a couple old pieces of red oak I had left over from busting some wood up. I just get her going like it right there. Just lay you some wood on top of it. Just keep her going, and y'all can see it didn't take very much of that. I only cut off about that much. I still got that much, and I probably got 20 of them in my box. But I keep these off of jobs when I do work like that, because like I said, that pine's got resin in it, and that stuff, man, it burns. I'm talking about it burns good. So, well, that's how I get my fire started, and I'll show y'all where I go from there. All right, folks, you can see her starting to burn real good right there. Let me show you what I got as far as my wood. Now this right here is what I call my layover logs. This is sawtooth acorn. It's oak, very, very hardy wood. I only got 3 logs with me, but that'll get us through for 2 nights. And when I call them layover logs, what that means is that's what I'll put on the fire tonight before we go to bed. And that way, when we wake up in the morning, we still got a fire going. So I don't have to worry about getting up, trying to bust a little kindling up, start a fire again. So that right there, it's slow burning wood, and it keeps my fire going throughout the night. So in the morning, I just get up and throw a few logs back on there and get it going again to cook breakfast or whatever. And this is my pile of wood I brought with me. This is some of it. I got about twice this much on the back of the camper there in that box. But this is red oak, man. This seasoned, dried out red oak. I had a big old tree fall at the house a few years ago, and I'm still cutting wood off of it and still burning it. But that's red oak. That's an awesome wood to burn. Any kind of oak, red oak, white oak. That right there, like I said, that's sawtooth. So I don't really know what kind of oak it's called, but I just know it's a hard oak. And I got some pecan, you know, that I got some little small pieces. I'll show y'all that when we cook. Just little small pieces to throw on the fire to kind of give the food a little flavor, which, you know, this oak does fine, and I do use hickory a lot too. So, but yeah, we got her going right now, man. Like I said, I'm gonna get some bigger logs on her here in a minute. We're not gonna get it too fired up right now because we got neighbors across the way here, and we're gonna wait till closer to dark. But yeah, that's how I get my fire started, man. And maybe that'll help some of y'all along the way that don't know or want to learn a different way. And like I said, that's the simplest and easiest way for me, and it's worked anywhere I go, whether I'm in the woods hunting, on river fishing, or even at home or at a campground. You know, that's how I build a fire and get it started. We're fixing to start cooking here in just a second, so I kind of didn't want to leave this part out, but this is our first meal we fixing to cook. There's baby, man. She's tickled to be out here, ain't you, baby? There's my wife over there. She's sitting there on the phone talking to the daughter. What we cooking? Walking tacos? Walking tacos, y'all. I ain't never cooked nothing that walks until it was dead. So these are called walking tacos. So we're gonna try them out and see how they are. I'm gonna cook them on the fire. I fix to dump some lump coals in that bucket right there. Dump some lump coal in there and get that hot. and that's what we're gonna cook on. All right, folks. First thing I'm gonna do here, you know, I do things a little different in every aspect when I'm cooking, but we're gonna dump some lump coal on here, and that's just what that is. If you don't know what lump coal is, a lot of people use charcoal, but I use lump coal, and this is actually wood that's already been charred, and it works a lot better for cooking. We're gonna put that on there and let it get good and hot, and it burns a lot slower than regular wood, so we're gonna let that get good and hot and going, and them coals start turning white, then we'll get some food on there and start cooking. This is my grate I made right here for this, but really this is really more for cooking like steaks, hamburgers, stuff like that. Since we're using a cast iron skillet to cook the meat, and that's the first thing we're gonna do. We're just gonna use theirs right here to sit it on and get everything started, because it's a lot hotter here and it works good on the cast iron skillet. Baby, you fixing to get burnt. Come on, you gotta move. Alright folks, this ain't getting hot enough, so I'm gonna set it to the side. I mean, it's pretty warm, but it's not getting hot enough. Mama's hungry, and when Mama Bear gets hungry, you gotta get food done. So I'm gonna drop her down there where there's some little stronger heat, and we'll get this thing on the road. Cause I got some rods in the water down there, and it's gonna be dark here shortly. I would leave them out, but like I said, I don't know what goes on here. I know there's a ton of deer tracks down there on the bank, just loaded with fresh deer tracks, so I know deer come through there at night. I'd hate for a big old buck to run off with one of my ripping lips rods, but I'm gonna get this browned up, then I'll show y'all the next step. Alright folks, we got our hamburger meat brown there, so now we're gonna dump this taco seasoning on here. Give it a little bit of taco flavors. Mix that in real good. Now, I have no idea, folks, about this walking taco stuff. I've never ate it, and I've definitely never made it, but I reckon this is the only part that I have to do is cook the burger, and the rest of it you mix up in a bag. So I guess we'll see how this all turns out. Hopefully it ends up good. We like to do it the old style. Like I said, this is the way I learned how to cook, was on the fire, and I can cook about anything on that right there, whether it's fish. We're gonna be doing some fish here for long. I started bringing some this time, but we already had some steaks and stuff thawed out for tomorrow night, so y'all get to see that too. So, well, all right, that's gonna do it on this phase, so we'll move on to the next one. All right, folks, Vanessa's gonna show us how to do this, since she's the one that showed this fancy meal. I guess that's why it's called walking tacos, because you can walk around and eat them.
Okay. You want yours mashed?
I mean, that don't matter.
There you go. Now then, you put all your stuff in there.
Okay. Put our burger in there.
I didn't have no lettuce.
That'd be alright.
You just get as much as you want.
Alright.
You want some more?
No, it's plenty.
And I just got salsa, fresh salsa, with real tomatoes and jalapenos and onions.
Y'all hear that, don't you, folks? Some good stuff right there. I'm excited to try it. We usually do simple stuff. I mean, this is simple. This is just a campfire meal you can do. Kind of like.
And there's your cheese.
So what I do, mix it up now?
No, I mean like you take your fork and
I think I'm just gonna shake mine around.
whatever you want to do. I mean usually they're in small bags.
Oh, I got you.
But that's
So
like
this is mine and yours?
No, that's yours. That's like a man-sized bag of Doritos.
Man size, folks.
That's it.
That's it?
Now you're going to get grease on the rim.
That's all right. So that's ready to eat?
And now you just eat it. No plates or nothing.
Let's see how this walking taco is.
I mean, it's good.
That's good.
It's good.
I have to say, folks, that's the first time I've ever prepared a meal, didn't know what it was. It turned out that good.
No dishes. But since they only had a big potato chip bag, I'm going to have to put mine on a plate, so.
Well, there you have it, folks. Walking tacos. Never heard of it, never tried it, but it is good. That's some spicy seasoning on there, but it's good. The only dish you got to clean is the cast iron, and we're going to use it again in the morning for breakfast, so we'll clean her out and have her good to go. Hey, you can't catch no fish here, might as well cook and eat here. One thing for sure, we're going to be doing some eating and some good eating, so. Alright, folks. We're down here at this other little boat ramp. We're just going to call this dock jumping, I guess, because, man, there's a bunch of fish right here. We're going to see if we can't catch some of them. Loaded in here. A little bit deeper water than what we was fishing over there at that other spot. Matter of fact, I see one way out there. If I get him, I can't cast it far. A bunch of beds right out here, bluegill beds. Which they're not spawning right now. We just got past the full moon. And oh, there we go. Sorry about that, little dude. I snacked him in the back, folks. Another little bitty guy that ain't even big enough for bait. Thank you, bud. There's some decent sized ones right there. It was. Ooh, that was a better one. This is this ramp right here is part of the Piney Grove. Piney Grove campground. Very nice. I actually like this one better than the state park. Oh golly, that was a good one. We might get into a decent one right here, folks. Oh, there we go. Little bass. Little bass. Hey, boy. There you go. You know what you're doing. You've been caught before, hadn't you? Oh. My goodness, what a bass. Little bitty dude, man. He wasn't 3 inches long. Rooster tail was bigger than him. Folks, we're gonna hit this edge of this boat ramp right here. Never turn down a concrete opportunity to fish concrete, because where that concrete meets this mud bottom, probably be some fish. Caught a ton of fish around boat ramps. There. First cast. Little spotted bass. Know if y'all ever seen one. If y'all hadn't, beautiful fish, man. They call them spots. You see how the line's down that. That's a young one. Them spots get smaller, or get more detailed as it gets bigger. I just feel like they would be some crappie. around this thing certain times of the year too. Could be right now. It is fall. Oh, there we go. That's a good one. I don't know what it is. That's a good one. Golly. Gotta be a bass. Because where it was at. It is a bass. A nice one. A nice one. Oh yeah. Come on in here, big boy. Y'all see that? Ain't that cool? Another nice spotted bass. Come on in here, boy. Come on in here, boy. I bet you ain't never been. Folks, don't y'all look how beautiful that fish is right there. Beautiful spotted bass, man. Look at them colors. That's what I was talking about on that other one. That little one, they get them spots like that when they get bigger. I'm not even a bass fisherman anymore. I'm catching these bass, man. Tell you what, but it's always fun, man. I still enjoy it. I don't get to do it much, but when I do, I really enjoy it. Nice one though. Sure is. Well, buddy, I appreciate you. Sure do. Man, he slammed it. I got 4-pound line on this thing. It kind of scared me for a minute because I didn't know. I didn't know what I had. A little black silver rooster tail. I think that's 1/8 of an ounce. I actually bought that thing. It's a shell cracker. Caught several shell crackers on them a few years ago, and I hadn't used them since. But coming down here, we didn't know what to expect, what would bite, what was even in here. So I told my wife, well, I'm gonna definitely take my catfish pose, and we grabbed us a couple spin casts with some few different baits to throw, and like I said, you can't go wrong with a rooster tail no matter what. All right, folks. Well, that does it for this little fishing trip today. We're gonna get back to the campsite and get some things ready to cook for supper, and I'll see y'all back there. Hey folks, we're back at the campground here, man. Fixing to do some cooking for supper this evening. I was gonna show y'all something. I'm gonna attempt to show y'all how to cook a peach cobbler campfire style. What we got here is a Dutch oven. It's cast iron. I think it's the Lodge, I believe. First thing you want to do, man, you gotta take Crisco, just regular Crisco, and you gotta grease your pan up real good on the inside. You're doing this on the fire, you know, it's not like an oven. Put that in there on the bottom real good, and on the sides, get it, you know, greased up real good. And this is the tricky part here. You have to do the top. It's actually the top of the lid. The lid's going to be turned upside down because we're going to turn this thing into an oven. Just grease that top up real good. This is a new lid. If it was an old one, it's already been seasoned, wouldn't have to do this, but this is a new lid, so we had to do it. And you can put a little bit on the inside too, it ain't gonna hurt nothing. Alright, once you get your pots and lid good and cleaned up, and get some grease all over. Next thing you do, take a can of peaches. These are just sliced peaches, like it right there. Just open them up. Don't drain them, just put juice and all in there. That's 1 can. Next thing you do, this is Betty Crocker Super Moist Cake Mix. My wife got all these ingredients. I had no clue, but I do know how to cook, but I don't know how to do the other part. But we're gonna get through it, man. to open this up. Dump half of it in there now. Cover your peaches up real good. The next thing you're gonna do, you're gonna open it the other. Let's take two cans of peaches. And I told y'all we may not do nothing else good with camping, but we're gonna eat good. So I don't know if y'all can even see that. Let me turn this down just a little bit. And then you dump your other can in there. Just kind of space them out real good. Ain't gotta be perfect. Then you want to dump the other half in there on top of it. Cover them up real good. Now I can't cook nothing on the stove, folks. On the eye or the oven, I can't cook nothing. Just kind of level that out a little bit. I guess it really matters, but if you want it to be pretty, you can. But it's being on a campfire, it probably ain't gonna be too pretty. The next thing you do, you want to take your butter, whole stick. Just want to cut that off, little chunks. Just spread them out, all in there. And if I was Martha Stewart, you know, I'd have my camera set up where y'all could see everything, but of course I'm not. But and let me get my hands cleaned up here a little bit, and I'll carry you over here and show y'all the business side of this. This is how we're gonna cook it. I've got my coals in there. I've been heating this thing up for a while. Got my coals good and hot. Kind of spread them out in there and get them kind of even. Then I got this same old cooking grate we've been using. I'm doing some modifying on it. The one I just done didn't work, but when you get that on there, bring your pot over here. Set her on there just like that. If you turn that handle up right there, that handle don't get hot. Now if you put it down, it will. And we're gonna take this lid right here, we're gonna put it on there upside down, just like that. And I'll show y'all what I'm fixing to do with that in just a minute. Alright folks, next thing we'll do, you're gonna set that off. Take and slide your grate over. I'm gonna set this lid right down there on top of that. And I'm gonna reach down in here and get me some of these coals. I'm gonna sit right on top of that Dutch oven right there. What that's gonna do, that's gonna cook that like an oven from the top to the bottom. Then you got the heat from the fire inside this thing. Baby, you better get back, you're gonna get burnt. Then once you get them on there, you sit her back up there, and it says what, an hour?
Yeah.
It says an hour at 350 degrees, which this could be hotter or it could be cooler, you don't know. But really all you can do is just keep an eye on it and see when you think it's done, and just go from there. So we're gonna let her cook, and then we're gonna get some steaks on here in a minute. So I'll let y'all know what it all looks like when we get done. And I know it's gonna be good regardless. So. Alright folks, we're finna check this. See, it sure does smell good. Try to get this off of here without making a mess. Oh yeah, it's gonna be nice right there, y'all. Show y'all what we got here. Don't that look good, y'all? Man, look at that crust coming up on top of that. I think I'm gonna take it off now and set it to the side. It's gonna keep cooking. That's gonna be some good stuff right there, man. I can't wait to try that. Alright folks, my wife just told me I had another thing to cook. So we're gonna do some fried potatoes and what's called skillet corn. To get my skillet all greased up here. Keeps anything from sticking. It kind of protects your cast iron too. I love cooking with cast iron, man. That's my favorite way of cooking. I've got a bunch of it that I've accumulated over the years. All right, folks. These are canned potatoes. We try to simplify things on the campground, and sitting around peeling potatoes just takes too much work. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cook half of these on one side of the skillet. Just like that. Dump the corn on one side of the skillet. That's gonna get pretty hot. So we got it close to that fire down there. Take that off. It ain't supposed to melt, but be my luck it will. Just let that get to cooking there just a minute. This is what you call skillet corn. You see right there, half and half. I asked her could I just mix it all together because it made more sense to me, but she said no, so we're gonna do our best to keep it separated. See how it turns out. Now you see why I grease that skillet all the way around on the side and everything, because you got taters touching the side and all that, and you don't want to burn anything up. So we're gonna let that sit there and cook for a few minutes and get that done, and then we're gonna throw some steaks on there. All right, folks, putting some butter on here. Got our salt and pepper down. Now we'll let her cook down. All right, folks, another thing I like to do when I'm cooking like this is some little bitty chips of pecan wood right there. It's a little small. You lay it in on the coal, it gives it, get a little bit of that smoke flavor on there. It gives it a good flavor, man. That pecan is something else. And this is what'd you say it was? Cilantro what? Cilantro, lime, and Old Bay seasoning. And this goes on the corn. I don't know what I'm cooking, folks, but I think it's gonna be good.
It's like street corn.
Street corn. Tried to set this thing up where the smoke wouldn't be in my eyes, but of course it ain't working because the wind's swirling. Y'all gonna see me start crying here in a minute. Alright. And this is sour cream. Just put that on there like that. According to her, I'm just cooking it. Once you get all that in there, you just mix it in. Alright, folks, I had to move my skillet over here on our other deal here. The wind's blowing really hard and it's blowing my flame out from under my skillet, so we're just going to cook it all right here. That's what I should have done in the first place, but I was trying to do two things at once. But we're just going to cook this, and then I can throw them steaks on there for just a few minutes and we'll be ready to eat. Now she's cooking, folks. Yeah, it seems like every time we go camping there's a cold front coming through. It come through last night, but we're getting the wind and everything off of it today. So it kind of makes it difficult sometimes to cook. That's why I decided we would start cooking on this solo stove, because it contains the heat and the wind don't affect it any. So we got her going there now. Folks, we got people just riding by just to see what we're cooking. Alright folks, we're going to throw these ribeyes on here. That's got a gunpowder seasoning and coffee. Never ate a coffee steak, but we finna try it. It works out good. Now I can cook both of them at the same time and they'll be done at the same time. When this gets done, folks, I'll show y'all what it looks like. Alright folks, let me show y'all what a spread we got going on right here. Check out them steaks, man. Them ribeyes with gunpowder and what?
Coffee.
And coffee. We got the skillet corn, fried potatoes. Don't y'all look right there, man, at a peach cobbler. First time ever doing that in a Dutch oven. So we'll definitely be doing some more of that stuff. But we finna say grace, man, and chow down. So we thank y'all for joining us. That's gonna conclude this video down here at Piney Grove. Piney Grove Campground down in Tishomingo, Mississippi. Man, we've had a blast down here. Didn't get to do a lot of fishing, but we did do some. Just pilling around here and there. But you know, it's a learning experience every time you go somewhere new. But we fix to pack up in the morning and head on out. But I appreciate y'all watching. I'll catch y'all on the next one. See you then. God bless you.